Is it good? Hello everyone, welcome back to Raising A to Z, this YouTube channel all about homeschooling. My name is Amanda. I am a teacher-turned-homeschool mom, and summer has finally arrived in Northern Ontario where we live. And so I'm going to show you our long-term summer project that we're doing with the kids this year. Not just the kids, but with ourselves as well. It's like a family project. And that is, I'm going to give you a tour of our newly expanded garden because A, I love it, and B, it is so educational for the kids. So I'm going to show you what we're doing, why we're doing it, how we've changed things up since the last time we've had a garden, which was last year, and some things I've learned, as well as how I'm getting the kids involved and how they are getting to learn. So before I take you on the grand tour, why don't you go down and subscribe and click the bell? And this would be the perfect opportunity to pull out one of your nature journals. So we have these amazing nature journals. They are perfectly designed for making drawings and notes and keep making observations in nature, and having a garden is a perfect way to do that. And so I will put a link down below where you can pick up these fantastic homeschool nature journals. They're available in a couple of really cool covers, and they are just the perfect accompaniment curriculum without being curriculum. So let me start with what our garden was last year. So last year we had 3 4x4 garden boxes that we made out of some leftover lumber from, I think it was actually from the old owners of our house. We had some old lumber. My husband made some boxes for us. We planted in these 3 garden boxes using the square foot gardening method, and we got so much produce. It was absolutely insane. And so this year we moved the boxes to a slightly different location, and we added a couple more boxes. And so we've more than doubled our garden, and I'm going to share with you what our garden looks like. And I'll share some of my failures too. So come and see what our garden looks like. Come on, let's go see the garden. So this is now our little garden area. Are you gonna come show us what's in the garden, Lex?
Yeah.
So this is our garden. We have a few things that need to be harvested, and then we'll plant new stuff, but let's start with what we got. So Lexi, come back over here. What are in these pots?
Tomato, 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 tomato.
Yes, we have all kinds of tomatoes growing in these pots. We planted some tomatoes, we started them inside, we put them in the pots, then what happened?
They got frosted.
They got frosted. We got a frost warning at midnight one night, but I was already sleeping, so we lost our tomatoes. So these are some that have started since with fresh seed, and these ones we bought. So what do we have here, Lexi? In this first box we have a few tomatoes on the side.
Yeah.
What are these down the middle here? Do you remember?
Peppers.
Peppers. So those ones are hot peppers that you have, the little ones, and then the bigger ones are
Jalapeno peppers?
No, the little ones are jalapenos. The bigger ones are
The not spicy peppers.
sweet peppers. Yeah.
Sweet peppers.
And then do you know what this stuff on the edge is?
What?
That's beets.
Beets.
Yeah, we have lots of beets.
Beets.
We have more beets than we know what to do with. Okay, let's come over to this box. This is our greenery box. What's in here? We have some stuff that's already seed.
Kale.
Kale. What's this stuff in the end here? Let's start. What's this?
This is...
That's the leftover pak choi that needs to be taken out and replaced.
Red lettuce.
Red lettuce.
Green lettuce.
Well, that's green lettuce over there. This is romaine lettuce.
Oh.
It's also green lettuce. And then this was spinach. So we're gonna harvest the last of that today, and then we're probably gonna replace it with some peas. So that's one of the things I do, is if we have something that has an early harvest or that didn't work out, or we have a spot that didn't fill, I just go around with a pack of peas and I fill it in. So like I said, our spinach here and our pak choi is pretty much done, and then I'll grab a pack of peas and I will go through and plant some peas and fill in the spots, because peas have such a short life, and so I can get peas much later into the season. So that's what's going here. This is our greenery box. The kale is pretty much there for Zoe, because none of us like kale except for Zoe.
And my dad likes it for cooking and then putting it in pasta sauce, but he doesn't like it raw.
No, and Zoe just eats it straight off the bush. So, all right, what's in here, Lexi? What's this box here? Do you remember?
Peas.
Yeah, we had some peas I planted at the beginning.
Beans. Purple beans, yellow beans, and green beans.
Yeah, so all this back here is like 6 or 7 rows of green and yellow and red beans. Purple beans, yeah. Which tastes apparently just like green beans. We don't know though, right? Because we've never had them. That's what we've been told.
Yeah.
So that'll be an exciting, that's a new thing for us, the red beans. So that'll be an exciting harvest. All right, what is in this box? Do you remember all the stuff in this box?
Thyme.
Yeah.
Carrots. Lots of carrots. Purple carrots and orange carrots.
Yeah, lots of carrots at the back. We have lots of rows. We have thyme. What's this one?
Rosemary.
Rosemary. That one is basil.
Basil.
That one is oregano.
This one.
Parsley.
Parsley.
And then there's sage in the corner there. The parsley just grew like crazy. You see the sage?
This?
Yes, that's sage. So this is all herbs and then a whole whack load of carrots. Orange and purple carrots. We're excited to try the purple carrots. That's new for us this year, eh, Alexi?
Yeah.
We've never had purple carrots before.
Purple beans and purple carrots.
Yeah. All right, come over to this box. What's in this box? This one here.
This one is dill.
That's dill in the middle, and what's around the edges?
Cucamelons.
So these are cucamelons, which are like a cucumber variety.
Melons.
And then the ones back here, what are these back here?
They're just normal cucumbers.
Yeah, normal cucumbers are actually pickling cucumbers
Yeah.
to make dill pickles. So this is like all cucumbers and dill. Okay, what's in this box?
My favorite type, corn.
Yeah, so this is a new thing for us as well this year. We got some corn growing in this box.
And I lost 2 teeth, so now I can eat it.
Yeah. So this corn is growing, and then we have a couple random hot peppers, jalapeno peppers there that are doing very, very well. And then this was garlic, but it never came up. So there's peas planted there. So hopefully those will sprout quickly. Like I said, peas make the perfect filler. All right, let's come back here and see what else is at the back.
Strawberry patch.
Wait, let's start here. So we got these buckets.
Potatoes.
We got some buckets that we have potatoes in. That's a new thing we've never grown before either, so that's a new trial. And then this is
Strawberries.
strawberries. We have a whole big patch of strawberries. We've already had, how many strawberries have you had?
I've had 2, and Zoe has had 1.5. No,
yeah.
wait. Zoe's had 2. I've had 2.
Yeah, so this is our strawberry patch. And we have about a dozen strawberry plants in here that will hopefully give us some strawberries. All right, and then what is at the back over here?
Pumpkin.
Yeah, so I don't know, you can see the sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 sticks that we have some big old orange pumpkins that we're gonna try to grow.
Yeah.
We grew pumpkins last year, and how did those turn out?
Awesome.
We had 2 plants and we got like, how many pumpkins?
I think like 3.
3 or 4 big pumpkins.
No, we got 3 because you didn't carve one. You
That's
helped me and Zoe.
So we had 3 pumpkins and they were big. They were like 25 to 40 pounds between the 3 of them. So.
And we have raspberries.
We have raspberries. This is our raspberry patch. It's a little bit messy right now, but that is our goal probably over the next couple weeks, is to like clear this out a bit. We started making some rows in it because it's just been a little wild, but we're very excited to actually have some rows started. We just need to get in there and clip the grass and put some wood chips and stuff down. But yeah, we have lots of raspberries, which is good because I'm almost out of raspberry jam.
We can make raspberry jam with these.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fix up the rows and make some jam. So this is our apple tree. We have a couple apple trees. Unfortunately, this tree is very, very large. It wasn't pruned properly, and so it's not really great for getting apples, and it's very hard to manage the apples, and it's getting old, so it's not producing like it used to. So over the next couple of years, this apple tree will have to come down eventually. So we actually got some new apple trees. One little apple tree right where Mac is standing. There's another one by Alexi. So these are dwarf trees, low apple trees. So they won't get very tall. Okay, and then what else did we plant, Alexi? Where are the other trees?
Here?
Yeah, so they have two more trees.
Here.
Yeah, so those are Honeycrisp apple trees. So those came in as a smaller, as a little sapling. So those are planted. Those will take much longer to mature, but we're very excited because Honeycrisp apples are really, really good. So that's what we were planning on planting this year. And then I made a mistake. I have a photo storage box, which is fantastic for organizing our seeds, and I love it. It's like a plastic case that has like smaller cases inside. I'll put a link to one below if you guys are interested, because it's literally the best seed storage system. And I was doing my planting. We were planting all of this stuff back here, but the kids sprayed it with the hose, like just the top of the box. So I was like, whatever, I'll just leave it in the sun out here and just let it dry off a little bit. And I forgot about it. And I forgot about it for about 3 days. And over those 3 days, it poured, like absolutely poured. And then I came out the first sunny day and I realized I found it. And there was like literally the whole thing was just full of water. So all the seeds I had saved, all the vegetable seeds I had saved, all the vegetable extras I had, everything was just, it had been soaked. And basically once your seeds are soaked, it's very hard to like save them again. So I was forced to throw out a lot. Some of the stuff had already started to mold and like sprout, and it was not good. Some of the stuff I was able to save, and so Stefan, my husband, went and made me emergency gardens. So basically these were where we had the garden boxes last year. We were not planning on having garden boxes there this year, but we desperately needed somewhere to put some seeds because I didn't want to throw them out because I didn't want to waste them. So we have like 3 patches of just like where I kind of just threw whatever seeds I could to like save them. And so I will show you the patches where we have a little bit of extra corn and beans and beets, because that's pretty much what I was able to save. Everything else was shot. So let me show you that really quick. It's not pretty though. So this is the house. This is where we had the garden boxes last year. So you can see like 1, 2, 3 kind of area. And so that's why like they're still here, but it is what it is. So here I planted a bunch of corn. This is all more beans. I think it was mostly green and red beans that ended up here. A little bit of yellow, but like that's pretty much what ended up in. Oops. That's pretty much what ended up. But that's pretty much what ended up over here. And then this other box over here, a little bit of beans, but mostly beets. Yeah, these are my, like I said, my emergency boxes. I wasn't planning on planting anything here, but we had an emergency and they had to be planted. So that's where our garden is at right now. Obviously we're waiting for some things to grow. I'm not expecting to be pulling a lot of produce out of it until kind of like mid-August. But like I said, we've actually gotten quite a bit of like lettuce and stuff. So we have lettuce, spinach, pak choi, we got all that. The spinach is gonna get harvested today. I just wanted to like leave it in the boxes, but we're gonna eat all of that for dinner tonight in a salad. And then hopefully in a couple weeks we will have, like I said, tomatoes and beans and peas and carrots and corn and cucumbers. And that's one of the reasons why I love a garden, is because it teaches us, our kids, so many things. So first off, I think like you just have the natural life cycles of things that, you know, things grow, they flower, they die, they seed, they regrow. Like I think that's just, first off, that's just science. But I think also there's other things that we learn when we do gardening with our kids, and which is one of the reasons why we love it. So we get to look at changes, we get to look at things like pollination, we talk about like bees and pollinators and their importance, so that's kind of really cool for us. we get to study that kind of stuff with our kids and talk about conservation and environmentalism. We also get to like try new food. In our garden, we had new produce that we've never had before. So we have purple carrots, we have red beans, which are kind of like a purpley color. We have beets in there, which is something that we don't normally eat and have never really grown. And so the great thing about those is my kids will probably try them and eat them because they've grown them. So when you get kids connected to like their food chain and where the food comes from, they're more likely to try those things and to be adventurous in that sense. And so we get to introduce like healthy eating and nutrition and all that kind of stuff into their education as well, right? So we're looking at plant changes, nutrition, we get to do cooking with it, which is like a life skill. And then I think the other really important thing that comes from having a garden is they get to see mom and dad do something that they like to do, right? So we garden, not just because it's educational for the kids, we garden because I enjoy it and my husband enjoys it. That's why we have a garden, and so I think it's really good for kids to see parents do a hobby. First off, I think that's so important to see them do something outside of work, something that they just enjoy doing. But I also think it's really important for kids to watch parents struggle to learn something. So like gardening is not necessarily something that I know everything about. I am no professional gardener. I obviously make mistakes, like I frost warnings and leaving seeds outside, like I make mistakes. But I think the cool thing is my kids get to watch me learn, right? So I have checked out books from the library on like square foot gardening, which is the method that we use with our gardens. I have seed catalogs and I research things, and I'm looking at YouTube videos on how to harvest this or how to plant this or how to start these plants. They need to be started inside. And so my kids get to watch me learn, and they get to watch me learn for pleasure and learn for fun. And they get to see that learning isn't necessarily something that happens at a desk. And it's not something that is just meant for kids. It's like a lifelong thing. And so I think that is probably one of my favorite reasons why I love having my garden. So I think if you can have a garden, like I said, we do square foot gardening method. Because we have so many boxes, but listen, if you have a small spot or like a balcony or something and you want to start a garden, I definitely recommend looking into the square foot gardening method because it is designed for very small spaces. And like I said, we did 3 boxes last year, which is half of what we have this year. And I don't think I really bought like produce. I brought fruit because we don't really have a lot of fruit. But like I didn't buy vegetables for like 7 or 8 weeks last year out of like just the garden. Another thing that our kids learn from having a garden is what we do, because I talked a little bit about cooking and like healthy eating, but we also learn about like other things. So like my kids get to learn about preservation. So we end up doing like dill pickles. I made some for the first time last year. My kids love them. So we are growing more dill and growing pickling cucumbers, and we're gonna make pickles. We're gonna make jam out of our raspberries. We're probably we might have to freeze some of our beans and our produce because we just will have too much, or it'll all come and we just won't be able to eat it all. So we'll have to learn about like blanching and freezing. They'll have to learn about drying. Like we have so many herbs, like you saw my parsley. We're gonna have to like go in there and trim it out and dry it out because we don't want to waste it. So my kids are gonna get to learn some like really cool life skills and cooking skills just out of having a garden, because we don't want to waste the produce that's coming out of our garden, right? Gardening has so many benefits. So that is why we garden. I hope you will stick around. I'm sure I'll put a lot of updates on our Instagram and our TikTok and our Facebook of how the garden's going, and I will definitely continue to do produce hauls because that's just a lot of fun for me and for you guys. And so stick around, see what comes out of our garden. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe and click the bell, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.